simple, learn till it's done. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes. If there's a silver lining, you still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are, I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying, when it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God.
Just give me a minute. All right. Okay, a very good afternoon to everyone present here today. I am Sajay, your host and moderator for today's program. And on behalf of Hundredfold Academy, I would like to welcome you all to the first Northeast Region Career Fiesta. And a very special welcome to Project J Media for covering this program. Well, living in this pandemic era, as we're getting used to various online platforms for such programs, let's practice virtual patience. To keep the quality of sound functional during the session, kindly mute your microphone, but remember to unmute when you speak. Before we start with the session, let's refresh our minds with a short game, and Ma'am Eva will take us through.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So for the game session today, okay, I'll be hosting your game session today for today. So for the game today, let me share with you my screen. So it's something related to music. Is my screen audible? Can I get a thumbs up? Is it audible? I mean, is it visible?
Yes, Lavi.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, fine. Okay, so for the game today, it's something that we have done yesterday. So yesterday we have got great response for the game. So we thought, why not do something similar? Because it seems like you guys like listening to music, right? So let us see today who will be the winner. Okay, let me just start the video. Okay, so you'll have to guess the name of the singer, all right? So for the first one, we have Taylor Swift. Okay, that is just an example for you all. All right. So now for the game, let's start the game. Can you guys guess the singer, this artist?
Coldplay.
Who is that?
Coldplay.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. May I know who was that?
Daya.
Oh, great, Daya. Yes, it seems like you listen to a lot of music. Let's go to the next one. So the singer name is Chris Martin, but he's a part of Coldplay. Can you guess this pop artist? She is one of the most famous pop artists. Come on, guys. I know you all know the singer. You can just let me know in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and answer. Am I too old, or I don't know? Because during my generation, everybody knows the singer. Come on, guys. I know you guys know the singer. Can you take a guess?
Beyonce.
Yes, absolutely correct. It is Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Okay, so now for the next singer, we have, can you guess the singer?
Sam Smith. No.
Who was that? What did you say again? I heard Sam Smith. Okay, let us check if that is the correct answer or not.
No.
It's Justin Timberlake. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, let us go to the next singer. Can you guys guess the singer?
Alicia Keys.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. It's Alicia Keys. Okay, let us go to the next singer. Can you guess the singer? Can you guys guess? Any guesses, guys? Who is this next singer? Okay, no problem. Let me just go ahead with the answers. It's Jason Mars, guys. Okay, so for the next singer, can you guess?
Rihanna.
Who's that?
Like Rihanna. Rihanna.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Rihanna.
Okay, so it is Rihanna. So let us go to the next song. Sorry, the next singer.
Harry Styles.
Pardon?
Harry Styles.
So I see a lot of One Direction fans out here. Yes, it's Harry Styles. Okay, so now for the next singer, we have a very popular one.
Billie
I
Eilish.
even did this.
Billie
Yes,
Eilish.
you're absolutely correct.
Good. So
Okay, guys, it's Billie Eilish. Yes. So for the game now, we will pause here for the game. I will come back later on with the next round of the game and with the same game. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Larry, for that wonderful game and for a lovely start. And I'm sure we're all pepped up and energized with that brain teaser, and all geared up for a great learning experience this lovely afternoon. Well, many of us must be wondering, what is a career fiesta? Well, a career fiesta is a platform to connect the student community of the Northeast region with subject experts and also an opportunity to various student support programs. We have a host of career experts lined up for you who will be speaking on various courses and giving you important information about them. And before we get started, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box. I'll bring them up during the presentation if necessary, or we will also have time for questions at the end. So we encourage you to ask questions and clarify any doubts that you have regarding the courses that you are interested in after the speaker opens up the question and answer session, or type your questions in the chat box. That sets us all up for the first session of this afternoon. And now I would like to invite Ms. Meenakshi Rawat, who is a professor in the Department of Agriculture at Shri Dev Bhumi Institute of Education, Science and Technology, Dehradun. She will be covering the topic of Bsc Agriculture. Ms. Rawat, the screen is all yours.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. It's a pleasure to do this webinar with you all. So without further ado, let's get started. Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as we know that we all here to discuss on a very interesting topic, and that is a scope and career opportunities after doing your Bsc Agriculture, right? So as we can see, there are many traditional courses are available around us, right? But in today's world, it is not necessary to do such traditional courses like engineering courses, medical courses. There are lots of other options available to explore, which also hold a good scope in future, right? But and one of those courses is Bsc in Agriculture. But it's a strange thing because being the primary source of livelihood for the majority of Indians, it remains the last priority among the students choosing a career option, because most of the students are not aware of its scopes and career opportunities. So in today's session, we will talk and discuss about scopes and career opportunities after doing your Bsc Agriculture. For this, I am sharing a PPT with you all. Let's have a look. The screen is available or visible to you all.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start it. First, the content is first we introduce the Bsc Agriculture. Second, what is Bsc Agriculture? Why choose Bsc Agriculture? And what are the qualifications for Bsc Agriculture? Next, we introduce scopes and opportunities, which is the main topic of our session. Scopes and opportunities after Bsc Agriculture. Next is government sectors and private sectors. And last, we discuss about top 10 high paying jobs in agriculture. And last, generic fee structure of this course. First, I introduce you to BSc Agriculture. So, BSc in Agriculture is a broad-based course with great potential. It deals with things like food production, horticulture, animal rearing, rural economy and rural development, environment, health, etc. So, BSc Agriculture is not about only study the agriculture, but there are many branches in it like horticulture, livestock, fisheries, food production, rural development, and breeding, right? Other industries may face downsizing, but agriculture can never fail prey because food is the basic necessity for life. Feeding the world will never face a recession or a slowdown. In fact, the development in technology, research, and innovation has multiplied the scope of agriculture in a big way. As you all know that we are not survive without food, right? So to fulfill world's food need, we need to do more and more production. For that, we must know about technical knowledge of agriculture. That's why we do BSc Agriculture, so that we can learn technical skills for agriculture. Next, BSc Agriculture is a 4-year undergraduate professional course offered by various government and private universities in India. The demand for graduates with a degree in agriculture is increasing every day in India and abroad. A student pursuing a BSc Agriculture course will study a wide variety of subjects, including agronomy, soil science, horticulture, fruit science, and vegetables like and plant breeding and genetics, entomology, plant pathology, and animal science, extension education, plant biochemistry, agriculture economics, basics of biotechnology, etc. So students, we talk about some branches of agriculture, like first we have agronomy, right? In which you study about principles and practices of agriculture. First, horticulture, in which you study about fruit and vegetables plant. Third, we have soil science, in which you study about soil structure, texture, and soil types also. And next one is plant breeding, in which you study about methods and how to produce produce. And last one is extension education, in which you study about rural areas and rural development. So here we can say that there are approximately 60 to 70 branches in agriculture in which you can choose for your higher education and job fields also. Next is BSc in Agriculture. BSc Agriculture is an undergraduate program that is concerned with the cultivation, processing, and marketing of the crop and livestock. It focuses on the innovation use of technologies for higher productivity and the optimal use of natural resources. BSc Agriculture degree equips a student with the knowledge and skills that will help them to manage agripreneurship, to conduct research, work in agriculture field, conduct field surveys, and manage different areas of farming practices. So it is basically an undergraduate course where you gain all the basic knowledge of agriculture through your theory classes, practical classes, field work, tours, and researches. And many other farming practice, you can basically learn these things in this course. Next we have, why choose BSc Agriculture, right? Agriculture matters to the future of development. Each developing nation seeks towards feeding the daily hunger of their population, where agricultural production maintains high importance to improve the nutritional value of the common diet. While opting BSc in Agriculture degree, you aim to join one of the most reputed departments of India. Agriculture is the backbone of the rural population and is important for your and Indian industry sector also. So all we are talking about BSc Agriculture, but we have to know that why should we choose BSc in Agriculture, right? Just because agriculture is the backbone of any nation. We all know about that. right? So it's not about only job and career opportunity, but we can also contribute to the production and increase economy of nation by doing this, right? Agriculture courses, because we learn many technical knowledge and producing more or higher production, and it's our duty and responsibility for our nation, right? Next, qualification for BSc Agriculture. So generally, eligibility criteria for admission in BSc Agriculture honors requires completion of 10+2 PCB and PCM with 55% marks. So to do BSc Agriculture, it is not necessary to be a student of science. Doesn't matter whether you are a student of maths or bio, right? So to do BSc Agriculture, it is necessary to be a student of science. That's it. The course is divided into 8 semesters. The 4-year program aims to provide related knowledge, practical skills, and competencies in agriculture, right? This degree prepares students for a wide range of careers related to the agriculture industry and other allied industries. Then, teaching. Good institutions give equal importance to theory and practices of agriculture, which ensures the application of knowledge and to develop hands-on skill. A good institution will also teach you practical knowledge, practical classes, theory classes as well. The focus is on classroom teaching and practical experience through study tours, visiting, and field trips, right? Next, we have the main topic, scopes and job opportunities after BSc Agriculture, right? So BSc in Agriculture is a very fruitful career option these days, as the scope is quite wide. After doing BSc in Agriculture, you can choose for a good job or pursue higher level studies, then go for a better job. There are heaps of jobs which you can opt after completing bachelor's or master's degrees. In India, there are many government and private sectors which you can choose after completing your bachelor's, means BSc in Agriculture or master degree. So let's talk about some government sectors in India. Government sectors and private sectors also. So here are some government sectors. So here I'm providing you some government sector website also, which you can check out easily. So first one, we have Union Public Service Commission, also known as UPSC. So post is Indian Forest Service, IFS, नाम भी सुना होगा आप लोगों ने. Eligibility criteria is BSc Agriculture, and website is also www.upsc.gov.in. You can check out this easily. Second, we have Agriculture Scientist Recruitment Board, ASRB. The post is Agriculture Research Scientist, ARS, and eligibility criteria is PhD in Agronomy या Agriculture. And third one is Jayashankar Agriculture University, and the post is Assistant Professor Scientist. And eligibility criteria is MSc Agriculture with NET. NET is National Eligibility Test. Okay. Next, Konda Laxman Horticulture University, and the posts are Assistant Professor and Scientist. And the eligibility criteria is MSc Agriculture with NET. NET means National Eligibility Test. Okay. Next, Forest College and Research Institute. The post is Assistant Professor, and eligibility criteria is MSc in Agriculture, AEXT, that means Extension Education, Agriculture Extension Education, right? And PATH, that allied for Agriculture Pathology. Okay. Next is SST, means Agriculture in Social Science. And next is MCB. MCB allied for Microbiology and with NET. You can easily take the screenshot of this slide. And next is Department of Agriculture. The post is Agriculture Officer, also known as AO, Agriculture Extension Officer, AEO, and the eligibility criteria is agriculture diploma आपके पास होना चाहिए. Okay, and next is Telangana State Seed and Organic Certification Authority, and the posts are Seed Certification Officer, SCO, Organic Inspector, OI, Field Assistant, FA, and the eligibility criteria is MSc AG, yani MSc in Agronomy or MSc in Agriculture, and Agriculture Diploma. Next is Central Silk Board, CSB, or the eligibility criteria is PhD Agriculture, PhD in Agriculture, MSc Agriculture, Bsc Agriculture, and there are many more posts, जैसे like Scientist C, Scientist B grade, Technical Assistant also. Okay, next one we have Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage. There are many posts: technical officer, senior technical officers, plant protection officer, assistant plant protection officer. And the eligibility criteria is also MSc Agriculture, Agro, Pathology, Entomology. Yani you can do MSc in many subjects like agronomy, pathology, entomology. Okay. I repeat, you can easily take a screenshot of this slide. This can be helpful to you all. Next is National Seed Corporation, and the posts are agriculture trainee, technical assistant, management trainee, and senior trainee. On the eligibility criteria are BSc Agriculture, BSc in Agriculture, MSc in Agronomy or Agriculture, MSc Agronomy, seed tag se bhi aap kar sakte ho, and the website is also mentioned here. Next is Food Corporation of India. The posts are Assistant Grade 3, Management Trainee, AGM, and AGM General. Okay. And the next is Central Warehouse Corporation. So here we can see there are many sectors and websites also which you can check out easily. So for Central Warehouse Corporation, the eligibility criteria is BSc Agriculture or Super Junior Superintendent for BSc Agriculture, Superintendent MSc Agriculture, and Management Training. इसके लिए आपको MSc Agriculture with Entomology और Microbiology भी कर सकते हो. For State Warehouse Corporation, the eligibility criteria is also BSc Agriculture. Here we can see there are more career scopes in BSc Agriculture. So you don't have to worry about that. So Telangana State Marketing Fordering, there are also jo eligibility criteria hai, there are so many BSc Agriculture scopes. Fertilizer Chemicals Tranvecor Limited, Sales Officer, Management Trainee in National Fertilizer Limited, Indian Farmers Fertilizers Corporation Limited, Sales Officer and Field Officer posts are also available here. Almost there are lots of posts that required BSc Agriculture degree, right? As we can see easily here. For Krishak Bharati Cooperative Limited, there are sales representative post and field officer post. And the eligibility criteria is BSc in Agriculture. And the National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation, there is eligibility criteria is BSc Agriculture and MSc in Agriculture. And the posts are Junior Field Representative and Marketing Executive. For the next, Tobacco Board, there is also a post for Field Officer, and the eligibility criteria is also BSc Agriculture. Next one we have Coffee Board. There are many posts like Field Officer, Junior Technical Officer, Project Assistant, and eligibility criteria is also BSc Agriculture and Agriculture Diploma, right? Telangana State Oilseed Federation Limited, there are one post Deputy Manager, and the eligibility is MSc Agronomy with 3-year experience. And National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, there are 2 posts, assistant manager and manager. And the eligibility criteria is BSc in Agriculture. Next, National Institute of Nutrition and technical assistant is a post, and eligibility is BSc in Agriculture. Next, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Forest Department. There are lots of posts here in India, and eligibility criteria is so simple. You have to do BSc Agriculture always. Okay. Then next one we have private sectors in India. So agriculture sciences course has a prosperous present and future in the private sectors. After having completed this course, one can work in sectors like agro industries. Agro industries means which involve all types of agriculture companies. Next, agriculture marketing, financial sectors, microfinance institution, and research. And you can start your own business like livestock farms, nurseries, and fertilizer shops, etc., etc. Lekin own business, if you can start your own business, then you have to apply for a license, and for license you have to complete your BSc Agriculture or your degree. The pay is very good and there are immense opportunity for growth. After pursuing BSc, those who want to study further can opt for an MSc program from various government and private universities that offer scope of research, teaching, or pursuing a PhD. If you want to do higher studies, then you can go for master as well with a particular subject like agronomy, seed science, right? And after completing your masters, you can do your PhD also for higher education. Okay. Some jobs is state and some is central government job. State government and central government conduct competitive exams also. Then here we are 10 top 10 highest paying jobs in agriculture. There are lots of names, post names, and their annual salary. So first one we have a biochemist, and their average annual salary is 39 lakhs. So what is biochemist? So a biochemistry is the part of science that manages the investigations of science and science of living being to benefit humanity. Okay. And second one we have food scientists, and their what is food scientist? If you have at any time wondered who is responsible for making the dietary data imprinted on the rear of your packing of chips, well, you have gotten it right. It's nourishment researches. They didn't put it there to cause you to feel awful about the number of calories you just ate. Food scientists accumulate this data to guarantee security and to decide to what extent prepared these things can be protected, right? They regularly work with different researches to ensure that the nourishment delivered in the rural areas is safe for utilization. In case you are the short who needs to recognize what precisely they are placing in their bodies, at that point, this may seem like a dream career option for you. Okay. Next one we have environmental engineer. What is environmental engineer? Deciding to choose the career option in environmental engineering is another astounding profession decision for agribusiness majors. Environmental engineers have numerous significant responsibilities, including attempting to improve things like air and water quality, general well-being, and waste removal. Contingent about where ecological specialists decide to work, one may likewise be answerable for performing quality control and investigating industrial facilities. While a 4-year certification is generally required for an entry-level position in this field, a graduate degree can widen one's business openings. So, and next one we have agriculture lawyer. What is agriculture lawyer? Agriculture lawyer are accountable for moderating disputes ashore while ensuring that all government guidelines are clung to. Since there are numerous guidelines encompassing property rules, agrarian legal advisors additionally also need to manage issues concerning farming frameworks, protection, and intellectual property. And the next one is agricultural operations manager. What is agricultural operation manager? Agricultural operation managers are ordinarily accountable for maintaining huge agribusiness. For example, grain assembling and factories. Aside from guaranteeing that everyday activities run efficiently, they are additionally entrusted with directing inventory called stock, and driving staff members, including having some fundamental knowledge of farming. You should likewise have great organization and communication abilities to prevail as an agriculture manager. Next one we have animal geneticist. So animal geneticists are liable for finding that makes creatures feeble and what keeps them healthy. By contemplating their hereditary cosmetics, animal geneticists can crossbreed various species to make another variety of creatures that are sustainably so sorry about that. So animal geneticists are liable for finding what makes creatures feeble and what keeps them healthy. By contemplating their hereditary cosmetics, animal geneticists can crossbreed various species to make another variety of creatures that are substantially more versatile, as they are a mix of the most attractive attributes found in the species they were produced using. Okay. And next one we have agricultural engineers. So talk about agriculture engineers. Another excellent career option for agriculture majors is to acquire a position as an agriculture engineer. Agrarian specialists work for a broad scope of exercises that may incorporate aquaculture or land farming, forestry, preservation and improvement, ecological planning, and biofuel advancement. People who pick this career must have a 4-year college degree as well. And next one we have agronomy sales manager. What is agronomy sales manager? Let's talk about that. One of the fundamental drivers of the farming business is agronomy sale manager. These experts are liable for preparing the team that will go to better places to instruct farmers on the best way to think about their land and harvest appropriately. Simultaneously, they additionally promote and sell their items, which are regular seeds, soil, and manures. If you love farming and you are honored with the endowment of selling abilities, at that point, this is a decent career choice for you. I'm talking about agronomy sales manager, right? Next one we have bioinformative scientist. Plant and creature life is generally diverse, as you know, which is the reason for assembling and refreshing data on every one of them is amazingly troublesome. And that is the where bioinformatics scientist comes in. With the help of innovation and software engineering, bioinformatics researchers can build up a progressively powerful method for understanding biodiversity. Through computerized data, mining and integration, different scientists can process the information a lot snappier and more straightforward. This is particularly helpful in the field of plant or crop hereditary qualities, which is crucial to the agricultural industries. And last one we have agricultural economist. What is agricultural economist? To fill in the position of an agriculture economist, you should be set up to wear various caps, In addition to the fact that they work as scientists and market examiners, on the other hand, they are business guides, advisors, and land appraisers. They manage everything without exception and has to do with the agrarian market, from creating estimates and encouraging their clients to decide the cost of land and foreseeing which harvest to develop. Because of the size of their work, it's no big surprise that why they are paid boatloads of money. If you have astounding multitasking skills, this is the best career option you should choose. So here are the top 10 highest paying jobs in agriculture. Talking about generic fee structure. So lastly, we talk about some generic fee structure of this course. So almost every institute charge admission fee, tuition fee, exam fee, plus hostel fees if you want to. Yes. So here is a common fee structure for BSc Agriculture. For admission fees, you have to charge 5,000, and for tuition fees, you can charge 50,000 per year. For examination fee, according to university, there are different charges. Commonly, it is 2,500 to 3,000, and hostel fee is 85,000 per year, according to some colleges, and total fee is 3 to 3.5 lakhs. So it is the basic and common fee structure for BSc Agriculture. So that's all for today's session. I hope this session will helpful to you all. If there are any queries related to this topic, then please let me know about that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. And I'm sure our students must have taken note on whatever important points you've given, and I'm sure they will definitely get back to us if in case they need more information. And also, ma'am, I have a few questions which the students have dropped in the chat box. I'll just read them up, and so that if you can just clear their doubt. Yes. One question says, I want to join ICAR. Can I do through any BSc Agri or BSc Agriculture, or I will need to attend ICAR entrance?
Ma'am, can you repeat this question?
Yes, sure, ma'am. So the question is, the student wants to join ICAR, ICAR.
Yes. Sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you.
Me?
No, ma'am.
Connection.
Student wants to join Indian Council of Agriculture Research.
Yes.
So can they go directly, or do they have to finish BSc Agriculture?
BSc Agriculture, yes. Some colleges are affiliated from ICR, but it is not necessary for agriculture student to only take admission to that college. So yeah. So it is necessary to take BSc Agriculture.
Okay, so now I have one more question.
Yes.
I'm sure you have highlighted in the presentation, but maybe they missed out. The one question is, what are the subjects for BSc Agriculture?
There are many subjects like plant pathology, seed science, soil science, horticulture, and extension education, rural sociology, human food nutrition, and many more, ma'am.
Okay. Now, again, before we wrap up, there's one more question. What to do after BSc Agri or agriculture career prospect abroad?
Ma'am, you can go for MSc Agronomy or any other particular subject like seed science, like plant pathology, microbiology, and you can do PhD on that subject, and you can go for abroad, choosing your master's subject.
Okay, I thought we
There
were
are
going to
many
just go.
multinational companies there in agriculture.
Okay, I have one more last question. Okay, the students asking is, please help me understand on agriculture technology. Is it different from BSc Agri?
No, in BSc Agriculture, you can learn many technical knowledge about BSc Agriculture, like new innovations are presenting day by day. So in agriculture, you can learn about technical skills also.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll hand over to Sajay now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you once again, Ms. Rawat, and thank you, Ma'am Eva. I just lost my connection for some time, and yes, I am sure students must have, understood whatever Ma'am has said. And yeah, if you still have many more questions, and if any of your questions were not answered, you can always call us in those numbers, and we will definitely answer your questions.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. It's been a pleasure
Thank
to
you, thank you, Ms. Rawat.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, all right, students. As we enjoy the next song, we will just get the next speaker online for you all. Till then, you can enjoy the next song.
All planned out. He's got a plan for me. When it's bad weather, sometimes I look up at the sky. Today was supposed to be dry, but that's not what I need. I'm so unpredictable, and things might not be going my way, but it's gonna be a good day. Those things are going sideways. I got a smile on my face. Nothing's gonna break me down, 'cause I know whatever happens, he knows he'll never leave me alone. I'll be okay, and it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. He made all the planets, he made all the stars in the sky. He knows what he's doing, he's gonna make it alright. And when the wind's blowing, there might be a reason. It is something I'm learning, something I'll never forget. Life's so unpredictable, and things might not be going my way, but it's gonna be a good day. Those things are going sideways. I got a smile on my face. Nothing's gonna break me down, 'cause I know whatever happens, he knows he'll never leave me alone. I'll be okay, and it's gonna be a good
everyone, I'm back. So now we will be playing a short game before the next speaker comes in. Okay, so let me share with you my screen. Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So for the game today, now we have scrambled words. Okay. So let me just go ahead with the game. Okay. Can you guess what word is this? Can you guys guess? You can just let me know in the chat box, or you can let me know. You can unmute yourself and let me know.
Chair.
Yes, exactly. Who was that?
Daya.
Okay, great. Daya is today is a full mood. Okay, what about this one?
Cotton.
Yes, absolutely correct. Can you guess this one?
Plate.
Yes. Is it Daya again?
Yes.
Oh, okay, let us go to the next one. What about this one?
Pencil.
You guys have played this game before, right?
No.
Okay, let us go to the next one. What about this?
Elephant.
Who was that? Who was that?
Daya.
Okay, Daya, what did you just say? The answer?
Elephant.
Yes, exactly correct. Okay, let us go to the last one for the session. What about this? This is a little bit difficult one. Can you guys guess?
Blizzard. Oh, no.
I doubt that the alphabet B is there in lizard.
L.
Yeah, but somewhat similar to what you said. Okay, I understand this might be a difficult one. So let me just go with the answer. It's blizzard. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you so much for participating in the game now. So for the next session, I would like to hand over to Ms. Saji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Larry, once again for that lovely game. And I'm sure, I guess Daya plays this game a lot. She knows most of the answers. Well, without any further ado, let me introduce to you the next speaker of today's session, Mr. Saswata Mitra, who is the representative of Zaporizhzhia State Medical University, Ukraine, and he will be speaking on the benefits of pursuing MBBS abroad. And I'm sure you all are looking forward to this, so pay attention, guys, and if you all have any questions, you can always drop in the chat box or ask Mr. Mitra directly. Thank you, and Mr. Mitra, the center screen is all yours.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Am I audible?
Sir, can you hear me? I think sir has some network issue. Just give me some time.
Sure. Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Saji, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you can
All
you
right.
can go ahead, sir. You can
Okay.
start, sir.
So better we can make it a discussion panel. Okay. Basically, this is not a counseling session. This is a discussion session where I'll be talking about all the things that is needed for a student to understand about medical, about their journey, about their course. Okay, I want all the student to ask me questions and ask me tough questions. Okay, so that I can also learn from you guys, because learning is also a very important segment in our life, right? So can you hear me? Am I audible completely?
Yes, sir, you
Yes,
are
sir.
audible.
Okay, all right, all right. So, okay, I'll go ahead. So there are so many people, okay, there are so many people who have decided to do a lot of things in life. And let me tell you one thing, I have been a lot of places in Northeast. I have been into Guwahati, Shillong, Imphal, Auzol. And one thing that I have understood, and I must tell you that the people are very, very talented. The Northeast people have got a lot of talent. Okay, and I love talking to the Northeast people. But what I have understood, they have talent, but a lot of people, they don't have right platform, right? And I have also seen a lot of interviews by Mr. Sunny, right? And he also tell to the people that when opportunities meet talent, right, success comes. So talent is there, I just need to give a better platform, right? And I am the admission officer of all the things that is being taken care by the government, right? And I have got the authority to take the admission to deliver the admission to the deserving student. So I want to tell you one thing, that see, there are so many students who want to become a doctor, right? Taking decision of becoming a doctor, it's a very, very big thing, right? And the situation we all have been through since last 1.5 years, this is very obvious that we need doctors in our country, right? Northeast people needs good doctor. And we are just fulfilling the bridge, we are fulfilling the gap, because if you see the data, if you see the statistics, there are only one or two doctor for 1,000 people. So you can see the shortage, you can understand where we are lacking. So first you need to understand the problem. Until or unless you understand the problem, you cannot figure out the solution. So the problem is we need to have more number of doctor, and we need to think about it. Now you can ask me questions, Shashwat, how we can do that? And the answer is very simple. Then we need to make doctors. That is the only way. We need to give the students an option to become a doctor. Student have talent, student have talent, but you should be there to guide them, you should be there to train them, to motivate them, to inspire them. What Mr. Sunny, what his team does, he is inspiring people, he is giving the opportunity, he is giving a platform to the student, to the deserving student, so that they can do something great in their life. He is working for the student, and we are also working, Mr. Sajay also, Sajay madam also, she is working for the student, right? She is working for the people. Maybe the way is different, but our intention is same. We need to do something good for the society and for the country itself, right? So this is our vision, that we need to send more number of students to our university, right? To different countries. Like there are a lot of countries where students are going nowadays. You need to understand the concept, like Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Philippines, Bangladesh, Nepal, Mauritius, China, right? There are so many countries where students are going. Now we need to understand why students are going, why students are going to a lot of places. Because there are so many universities in India, right, where student can also join to fulfill their dreams. But so many students are deciding that they should go to abroad and they should get their degree, right? So why it is happening? Just because the student are taking NEET examination. And if you talk about NEET, first you need to understand the concept of NEET. What is NEET? NEET is needed when someone has decided to come back to India and start working, right? If you have a plan that you will stay back in India and start working, get the license and start working on it, then you should have the degree, the license. And to get the license, you need to write a certain test after completion of the examination, right? After 2030, after 2023, next exam is going to take over the situation. If you want to become a doctor, you need to get the license, and you need to get, if you want to get the license, you have to take this examination. So NEET is just a doorway, it's a gateway, it's an entrance, you can say, to start your journey as a doctor in India. Okay, and now the situation is If you are able to get a very, very good score in NEET, then you can get seat in a government university, in a government college. And if you get into a government college, then in a very less costing, you can complete your entire journey. A very, very less. I don't call it a cheaper cost, but it's a less cost. And the kind of costing can be afforded by a middle class, lower middle class family also. But if you're not able to make it in India, then what happens? Suppose, for an example, you have got 250 out of 720. And if you're still thinking that I'll make it in government university, then it doesn't make any sense, right? If you are able to get more than 600 out of 720, that maybe you can make it happen in the government college in India. And in a private medical college, the concept is very clear. In private medical college, in a better private medical college, if you are willing to take admission, then you have to pay a very, very big amount, maybe more than 70 lakh, 80 lakh, right? If you are not able to make it in NEET, then you have to take admission in India. And if you are deciding that I will stay back in India, मैं यहीं से पढ़ाई कर लूंगा, I'll stay back in India, I'll get the degree from India itself, I have a lot of money, then they can do it. But if a student who belongs to middle class family, a lower middle class family, whose budget is up to 30 lakh, 25 lakh, then what he will do or what she will do? We need to understand this. Okay, when you are understanding, when you are feeling this thing behalf of a student, then you can make a right decision. If someone is having the budget of up to 25 lakh, 30 lakh, then he cannot get into admission in India, then he needs to go to abroad. So we are helping all those students who have a dream to become a doctor, who have a dream to do something in his life, but he doesn't have money. So now the responsibility comes to you, okay, that you should think about him, you should do something for him, you should help him out to fulfill his dream or her dream. So we are doing that thing only. We are helping student with a better degree, with a better education, practical exposure, PG option, dual degree option, and we are getting the admission done in such a university in Ukraine, which is approved by National Medical Council of India, World Health Organization. Okay, we are just putting the student in a central government university, the same quality education, the kind of food we are providing, it's like completely in India, Indian food, you can say that we are providing. Okay, safety, security, we take proper responsibility of the student, world-class education along with PG option, internship, clinicals, right? These are all the services that we are giving to the student in our universities. So understanding the need of the student is very, very important. If you are not able to understand what my student want, nothing can possible, right? So this is how the session should go, and this is how we need to be there with the student, because we have to be there with the student. Our main intention, we're doing it for the society, for the country, and this is how you can send most number of students to the abroad, right? And your intention should be that no matter how many students I am sending, I am sending 50 student, 100 student, but my student have to be happy, they should do something good, they can become good doctor, we have to work for them, right? And a counseling session is all about understanding the requirement, and as I told you that it has to be a discussion panel, because I also need to know what the student of Northeast thinks about. I want to understand their concern, their need, their requirement, their thought process, I want to understand, so that I can give them the right guidance. And there are so many good universities in Ukraine and Russia, there are so many good universities, but we need to think that students should get into in such university where they will get world-class education. The university has to be more than 100 years old. The university has to be approved by Medical Council of India, World Health Organization, ECFMG, right? Clinical exposure they should be getting, because if you want to be a good doctor, if you want to be the best doctor, then you should have good practical exposure. Only theoretical concept can give you at least basic idea, but if you want to make yourself enable to give the right treatment to the patient, then you should have the practical knowledge, clinical knowledge. And in our universities in Ukraine, we are giving 100% practical exposure, clinicals, better education, Indian food, and we have a very good number of Indian students, and they're very happy. Our university is having their own hospitals. Getting my point? So these are all the benefits, right? So understanding the requirement is very important. I know very well what the students are willing for. Okay, student doesn't want much. They want only couple of things: good university, better education, better Indian food, right? And proper safety security, and somebody has to be there to take their to deliver a right service, to take care of them. Somebody has to be there, right? So this is all about the concept of medical education. The process is very easy. If someone is getting a very very good score in NEET, then they can think that I can make it in India itself. But if someone is getting 150, someone is getting 190, and still they are thinking that I will take admission in India, right? They can take admission. If they have money, they can take. But if your budget is 50 lakh, if your budget is 40 lakh, 30 lakh, then it doesn't make any sense to think about India. Better you go to abroad, go study, research, practice, get the education, come back to India, write the exam, and just go ahead with it. Okay. So first, understanding the process is very important. So this is the concept of medical education. Now, if I talk about the journey in Ukraine, so there are so many good universities like Zaporozhye State Medical University. In Kiev, there are other university. In Lviv city, there are universities. In Ternopil city, there are universities. But student need to think which university they will opt for. You cannot take admission in both the universities. You have to choose a university that will give you the right education, the better clinical exposure, practical exposure, internship options. You should take admission in such a university that will give you a right image about your career, right? The student needs someone who can guide them, because guide, good teacher, good leader is very important. A good leader should be there in each and every person's life. If you don't have good leader, no matter how much money you are making, everything will go in vain. If you have a good leader, if you have a right guidance, okay, then your life will be in heaven. That is the simple funda of life. Okay. So we have to be there with the student, we have to guide them, we have to support them, we have to train them, and we have to give the right platform to all the people. We have to train them, we have to tell them ki you come to the university, get the education. And in medical sector, you just write it down one thing: if you are not able to get the right clinical, right, the practical exposure, it doesn't make any sense to become a doctor in that particular university. In our university, we are very proud to say that students are getting world class education. We are giving the topmost experienced faculties from different part of the world. We have faculty from Switzerland, we have faculty from Ukraine, we have faculty from Russia, we have faculty from Spain, we have faculty from United States of America, we have faculty from Brazil, we have faculty from India, we have faculty from New Zealand, we have faculty from Australia, we have faculty from Canada. We have a lot of things to do in the university, right? The kind of university I was working with, it's having, like, I can give you the basic statistics. We have around 10 to 15,000 students, okay, where you will have more than 2,000 Indian students. We have more number of girls, we have very less boys, because our university is very 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 safe and secure. And as you know, the girls moves only those places where they will get the safety and security. Sajay ma'am is also a girl, so she can relate this thing. If you are not able to get the right safety and security, you will not go. Okay, education, getting the quality of education is the secondary part for a girl, but safety security matters a lot. If your daughter, if your son is not safe, then it doesn't make any sense to send him in that particular institute. That is the truth, and you have to accept it. Okay, so we are giving world class safety security, education, clinicals, Indian food. We have someone in the university itself who is completely ready to take care of the responsibility. We have our team in Ukraine who takes care of thousands of students. We have a big team, right? and we know how to give the right service to the student, because a student is someone who is going to be the future of our country. And this is also our responsibility to guide them, and you have to inspire them in such a way then they can only focus on the education, because there are a lot of students who go to abroad and they start doing a lot of other things apart from their study. That should not happen. The responsibility, the job role of a student, the main responsibility of a medical student, that they should only focus on their study, no other work, because becoming a doctor is not a joke, right? Otherwise me, you, all the people would have been a doctor, right? So this is the right thing, this is the right concept, everyone should understand. First, your intention has to be very clear. Our intention is to make people connected with us, right? So students needs to be happy, they should get all the right things. And as a counselor, you can say as an admission expert, kuch bhi aap mujhe naam de do, right? But my role is to take care that all the students should get the right thing, and I want to do something unique for the society, and I want all the students to be happy, to get the right safety security, good education, proper infrastructure, a better college, along with all the necessary benefits, right? And this is also a student's responsibility to focus on their study itself. Let them do their work, let me do my work, let the people do their work only. So everyone should be able to understand their position, their responsibility, their roles, right? So as long as I am there with the student, I am completely okay to take care of the responsibility of the student. I will do my best, I will give my 100% to give the right guidance to the student. And as a counselor, as a team, okay, because the student who is going to take admission through your organization, through our organization, through our team, it's about us, it's about not your organization, our organization. We are a team, and students are also going to be a part of our team. We have students from Meghalaya, we have very good number of students, and they're very happy in Ukraine right now. They're studying, they're getting all the things, okay. Whatever promises we are making, whatever commitment we are making, we have been able to fulfill. That is why people know us, okay. They trust us, they trust Saje madam, they trust Sunny sir, because whatever promises they are making, whatever commitment they are making, they are able to fulfill it. They are completely clear, they're completely transparent on their words. If I'm able to do it, I'll do it, right? So better we should work as a team, and we should guide all our students. I know there are a lot of students, okay, who have joined this webinar, and within 5 to 10 minutes I'll introduce two person who is physically there in Ukraine, and they'll be talking about all the service, right? And Zaporozhye State Medical University is not only university, it's a platform, okay. For so many people it's a mandir, so many people it's a masjid, because education is a very 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 big weapon. If you have education, you can do anything in your life, okay. For me, I am telling you my experience. I think Zaporozhye State Medical University can be a very good platform for the student, that will enable all the students to get the right degree, right? People are going to Ukraine, people are going to Russia, people are moving the abroad countries to get the education. And this is a responsibility of an university to deliver the right thing, to deliver the right knowledge, maybe whatever the subject is, medical chemistry, anatomy, okay, surgery, whatever the subject is. But this is a student's responsibility to understand each and every subject, to understand each and every concept, right? So this is my concern is. So technical part I'm not able to tell you because faculty is there, right? I can tell you only one thing. If someone is coming to me, if someone is coming to my partner, if someone is coming to Saje madam, if someone is coming to Mr. Sunny, they will not disappointed, they will get exactly whatever they want, right? And we are here to guide all the students, to give them the right service, so that they can happy and they can get a peaceful atmosphere. Peace is very important in this field. Peace, getting the peace, getting the mental happiness. If you're frustrated, if you're depressed, then nothing can possible. And Mr. Sunny is doing a very, very good thing, that at least he is helping the student out with this situation. There are so many frustrated people, there are so many depressed people, okay, who needs to have the right teacher, right? I was watching that you guys are playing some word games, and this is very important. This kind of small activity, it should be there, and everyone should be adopting this kind of thing, like playing songs, okay, dancing, exercise, going to the gym, doing meditation is very, very important. A doctor should do meditation, I will suggest, so that they can control their thoughts, okay. So these are the activity also important, and this kind of activity we will do in Zaporozhye State Medical University, okay. Every Saturday, Sunday, we have gym, we have meditation center, we have temple, we have masjid, we have church, all the thing is there. Student can come, they can go, and they can get whatever they want. So this is what I want to tell you is Zaporozhye is a good university. You don't have to worry about anything. 118 years old, a central government autonomous university, right? And students are happy. We have very good number of faculties, and students are a part of our university, and they'll get whatever they want. Yes, now you can ask me questions, ma'am. I want to take questions right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mitra. We have a lot of questions. Students have typed in the chat. So let me just read them to you one by one. Okay, let me start with the first one. What is the NEET score to study in Zaporozhye State Medical University in Ukraine?
See, first of all, as I told you, that the cutoff is 147 for general, and I think 117 for ST, SC, and OBC. You can write it down. All the people I'm telling. 147 for general category and 117 for caste. Right, but you need to understand why you have to take NEET. It is up to the student. Suppose Sajay madam has decided that I don't want to come back to India. I'll go to Zaporozhye State Medical University. I'll take my degree, and after that I'll move to US or Germany, wherever I want. So she doesn't have any plan to come back to India and start working. She wants to become a doctor in United States itself. Then there is no required of NEET. So it is up to you. You have to make the decision, right? And if you have a plan to come back to India, if you have a plan to come back in Shillong or Guwahati, in any place in Northeast, and you have a plan to start working, then you have to take NEET. You don't have any other option. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the second question, the next question is studying abroad expensive?
See, it's a very good question. Okay. What is expensive? Expensive is all about putting a big amount, right? If you have money, then no one can stop you to study anywhere. You can go anywhere in the world, okay, and get the degree. But in our university, our budget is 25 lakh to 30 lakh. You can be able to complete your course, and Ukraine is in eastern part of Europe. Ukraine happens to be one of the largest country. Ukraine happens to be one of the largest country in the entire Europe, right? Compared to other countries like Spain, Germany, Switzerland, France, Poland, and all. Ukraine is very, very big, and more than 4 crore, more than 40 million people are staying. And Ukraine is one of the fastest growing country in the world. The GDP is growing because Ukraine is the largest sunflower oil exporter and the second largest grain exporter in the world. So you can see, staying in Ukraine itself is a very big thing, because there are a lot of opportunities are coming. Okay. And Zaporozhye city itself is going to be the medical hub for the entire Ukraine, because recently president's wife have visited the university, and so many projects we are working for. Right. And as I told you, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. So as I was telling you, that Zaporozhye is going to be the medical hub for the entire Ukraine. So there are a lot of projects. Zaporozhye State Medical University is not only producing doctors, it is also producing scientists, right? The rector of Zaporozhye State Medical University, he is one of the famous, one of the eminent, if I use some better English words, he is one of the eminent person in the entire Europe. Everybody knows him, respects him, because he has done something. Okay, so Zaporozhye is having a lot of hospital that will allow student to come, research, practice, get the knowledge, get the education, right, and do something good in his life. So the decision is completely up to the student. We are here to give them the right platform. They have to decide what they want to do in your life. You cannot force someone to be a doctor. If someone is coming to you, madam, I want to be a doctor, help me out, then you can suggest him, you can give them the right platform. So this is all about the concept of the expensiveness.
Okay, we have a lot of questions coming in, sir. The next question is, why choose MBBS outside India, and what are the advantages and disadvantages? What are the advantages of choosing MBBS outside of India, and the advantages, and why?
See, first I'll talk about the disadvantages. Okay, everyone talks about the positive things, but I'll talk about the negative thing. But see, understand this concept properly. Okay, if you want to become a doctor, you have to be mentally very, very tough. If you are an emotional person, then this is my suggestion, don't become a doctor. You should have compassion, but you are not supposed to be emotional person. Okay, if you are an emotional person, if you don't want to leave your family, right, if you have a lot of money, if you belongs to a very rich family, then you can take admission in India, in Kolkata, in Bangalore, in Mumbai. There are so many cities where you have a lot of good universities. I'm not saying India is not having good education. In India, there are a lot of many private and developed medical universities. I'm not taking any kind of name, but in India, you can be a very good doctor, right? I am not saying if you want to become a good doctor, you have to go to abroad, otherwise you don't have any other option. No, that is the wrong thing. If you have money, if you are an emotional person, if you think nahi mujhe ghar mein hi rehna hai, I can't, I have to go home twice in a year, thrice in a year, then you can take the decision. And if you are having a very, very good score in NEET, suppose you have got more than 650 out of 720, right? If you are a scholar student, if you are rank holder, then you can take admission. University will start calling you. You don't have to go anywhere. Sitting at home, you will start getting calls from the university. One of the topmost universities in India will start getting calls. But if you think that no, I should explore the world, right? I should do something better. I should do something unique, right? My NEET score is not that much that I can make into India. My family is not too much financially stable. I can afford maximum 30 to 35 lakh. Then you can think. So the decision is yours, right? But if you have decided to go to abroad, then we have a lot of better options to guide you. But one thing you remember, if you are deciding to go to abroad, and if you are able to complete your journey, if you are able to complete your degree in within 30 lakhs, then after coming back to India, you have to take next. And for the student who are just investing 1 crore, they also have to take the same test. So next, everyone has to take. It doesn't matter whether you expend 25 lakhs, whether you expend 2 crore, you have to come to India and you have to take the same examination, right? So समझदारी इसी में है कि first you should decide what you want to do. There are so many components. You cannot make the decision, okay, in dream. You have to talk to your parents. You have to talk to Mr. Sunny. You have to talk to Mr. Sajay madam. Madam, please tell me what should I do. That is why they are sitting there, all the experienced, all the eminent person, right? So there are, see, disadvantage. It's not a right word according to me. Okay, the question should have been, you tell me what is the right concept, or what is the right advantage. Okay, there is no disadvantage. There is no failure. Either you success or you get knowledge. Okay, so you have to think in such a way. There is no disadvantage. It's your life, your decision. We are here to guide you. If you have money, go to study in India. Or if you are a rank holder, study in India. If you are an emotional person, then study in India. But if you have a plan to explore the world, to meet with a lot of person, to meet with a lot of people, then you can go, you can study and get the degree. But remember one thing, if you expend 1 crore, still you have to take nest. If you expend 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs, then you also have to take the same test. Now you decide what you will do. If you are happy spending more than 70 lakh or 80 lakh, then understood, no? So this is the right answer.
Okay, Mr. Mitra. The next question for you is, one of the students have asked, I don't know the language. Will there be any problem?
The complete mode of instruction, okay, of study is going to be in English. You don't have to worry about anything. In our university, in Zaporozhye State Medical University, you will be learning in English itself. You'll be studying, but local language is important. Suppose when you get into 4th year, right, then you have to deal with the patient, because your clinical is going to get started from 4th year itself in Zaporozhye State Medical University, and you'll be practicing in Zaporozhye's own hospital. Zaporozhye is having 9 own hospital, where 6 number block is inside the campus. So you don't have to worry about anything. English medium is the officially study mode, right? But you should know the Ukrainian to deal with the patient. For an example, I'm a Bengali. I'm from Bengal, right? I know Bengali, I know Assamese, right? I know English, I know Hindi. But suppose I'm a doctor and my posting is in Tamil Nadu. Okay, I have got my posting in a remote village in Tamil Nadu. Now, what happens? The patient is not going to learn Hindi or Bengali for me, right? I have to learn their language to deal with them. And communication is very important. If your communication skill is not good, if you're not able to interact with someone, then it's waste. Okay. If you want to deliver the proper treatment, then at least you should understand the need of the patient. What my patient wants. What is the issue his body is having? Understanding the issues, understanding the concern, understand the requirement. You have to make the decision with your team. Team means doctor, team means interns, team means nurses. You have to make the right team. You need to make the right platform to deliver a proper thing to your client, to your patient, whatever name you give. So this is all about practicing. So language is not a barrier. Okay, we have student and student are giving the very good feedback. Our Northeast students are very happy.
Okay, all right. And the next one is, what about internship? Can I do in India?
See, internship we will offer. As I told you, Zaporozhye. What is internship? Internship is all about getting the right chance to practice. Internship is a very, very beautiful word. Okay, I really like the word internship. Internship means getting the clinical exposure. Okay, theory पढ़ के कोई doctor नहीं बन सकता. You have to have a very, very, very good clinical knowledge, practical exposure. So this is what we understand about internship. So in Zaporozhye, you will be practicing for 3 years. You will get the internship. You will get the practical exposure, clinical knowledge. Okay, you will be going to the hospital. You will be assisting the doctors. You will work as an intern, right? So everything is there.
Also, the second part of the same question is, the student is asking, can I do internship in India?
If you want, you can do. If you want, you can do. If you think that your knowledge is not enough, if you think that you haven't studied enough in Zaporozhye, then you can do it. But we are assuring you that you will get all the things, right? Practice makes a man perfect. Someone said it very beautifully. And it is true actually. If you practice for 3 years, if you study by yourself, if you focus on your study, if you attend the class, if you attend the clinicals, then you can do miracles in your life.
Okay, and the next one is, what challenges should I expect beforehand? And can I mentally prepare myself? So basically the student is asking what are the challenges that he or she will expect over there, so that he or she can mentally prepare himself.
That's a very good question, but I want to answer in a very, very unique way. See, What is challenges? Challenges is all about facing something which came unexpectedly in your life. Okay, so I can tell you a very good thing. If you want to be a good doctor, then you should have 100% control on your thoughts, right? That means mind. What is mind? Mind is a series of thoughts, and if you are not able to control your thoughts, then nothing can happen. When you are going into operation theater, right, and when you are doing the surgery, you have to make sure that you are completely focused. If you are emotional at that particular time, then it is waste, right? So challenges is all about you are not able to control your thoughts at that particular moment. Okay, for an example, okay, a very good example is coming in my mind, that right now we are discussing the webinar, the counseling session, whatever you say is going on right now. Suppose if Sajay madam is getting a different kind of thought, if Sajay madam is thinking right now ki in the evening what should I do, okay, what kind of meetings I'm going to have, this is not the right time, this is not the right time to think about this thing. First Sajay madam will complete this thing, then she will eventually move on some other part, some other meetings, webinars and all. So this is what we call challenges. Challenges is all about taking care of the proper thought. Getting my point? Problem is something which is developed by ourselves only. Challenge is nothing but a problem, that's it. Okay, so if you have control on your thoughts, on your mind, if you are completely focused, if you practice your thing, if you study on your subjects everyday basis, then everything is going to be fine. So there is nothing challenges. You should tell that I will study myself, I will focus. If you are focused, then nothing, no one can beat you, and no challenges can create problem. That is the thing.
Okay, so I'm sure that that question has been answered by Mr. Mitra. So we have the next question for you, Mr. Mitra. Do I need test of English as a foreign language exams or anything similar to study MBBS overseas?
See, English is an international language. Okay, so in Ukraine is basically in Europe, right? So you should study in English, right? You don't have to make use of any Ukrainian, that I can tell you. Ukrainian local language you need to learn just to deal with a patient. You will be studying in English only, right? You will be studying like in India, you have to study in English. That is how in English you have to study in Ukraine, right? And not only Ukraine, wherever you go, if you go to Philippines, if you go to Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Bangladesh, US, wherever you go, English is the only language that can help you to understand your concept. Okay, but local language is important to deal with the clinicals. That is the thing. Yes, please ask me next question.
Okay. So the next question is, where can I do PG after MBBS in Ukraine?
Okay, who have asked me the questions? Just tell me her name or his name.
It is Josiah.
Okay, can you connect her in this webinar so that it will be easy for me to answer?
Josiah, are you there? I think I cannot see him, so he's just dropped in the chat box. So
okay, no issues, I'll answer. See, she has or he has asked a very, very important question. Okay, please listen this thing very actively. See, what is PG? PG is post graduation, like other course. Like if you have done your BSc, then you have to done your MSc. You should be able to do it your MSc. If you are doing your normal graduation, then you can think about MBA. That is how, if you are doing your MBBS undergraduate course, then you should think about post graduation. Now it is very important to understand what happened in PG. In PG, you will be assisting doctors, you will be working as an assistant doctor, right? In PG, in post graduation, you will be having 100% clinical exposure, but you also need to understand the concept of theory, right? You can have the authority, you will have the right to choose your path, right? Like after 12th, students can choose their path. Someone goes for MBBS, someone goes for BSc, someone goes for engineering, right? Someone goes for law. So this kind of path they can decide, right? So in PG, student can be able to, not student, because at that time you cannot call them student, they are doctor. So using the doctor is the right word. So doctors can decide their own path, like surgery, general, other general course, okay, general physician. So these are the technical terms that can be used, okay, and they will be having their own subjects, and they can eventually move on. If someone is deciding that no, I should go for surgery, I want to be a surgeon, so they will go on that way. They will be having different subjects, they'll be having different universities. So in UK, in US and Canada, in different countries, we have tie-ups. We have tie-ups, understanding the need of the doctor, understanding the need of the a student, we can guide them. If someone is telling us ki sir, I want to be a surgeon, on that way we guide them ki no, you should go to UK, you should go to London, you should go to St. George University of London, okay, and you should pursue your degree because you are willing to be a surgeon. If someone is telling me sir, I want to be a general physician, on that way we'll guide them some other things. Eventually they can perform their task and all. Okay, so student needs to decide.
Okay, okay, great, Mr. Mitra. The next one is, what are the job opportunities in Ukraine?
See, job opportunities, there are a lot of job opportunities, okay. See, what I believe now, a doctor should not ask this question, okay. This question, if someone is willing to get into engineering, if someone is deciding to perform their MBA course, then it is acceptable. So first of all, I will answer in other way. See, there is no job opportunities, it completely up to you. If you practice in such a way that you don't need even a job, okay, institute, hospital will call you, sir, I need you, please come. So it is up to you. If you are focusing on your study, if you can make yourself enabled to give something best in your life, if you think that now I am enabled to deliver the treatment to the patient, I am capable enough to perform some good task, because what doctor does, doctor perform a task for the people, for the society, for the country, for the universe, whatever you can say. Okay, so there is no job offer, it is up to them. If you study well, right, then your future is very bright. No one can stop you to serve the society as a good doctor. If you make yourself capable enough, we will give you platform, we will give you education, but you have to study. If you don't study, no matter you go to Zaporozhye State Medical University or Harvard Medical University, nobody can do anything, nobody can help you out on this if you don't study. So you have to study, you have to work hard, because if you work hard, your hard work will never go in vain.
Okay, a few more questions, sir. After MBBS overseas, I need to attend the exams, foreign medical graduate examination. Will the university prepare me for that?
Yes, we will get you trained for next. We'll give you proper guidance. We'll give you Indian faculty, right? We have a big team in the university itself. We have a team of Indian faculties. They are from India, right? They stay in Ukraine right now. They will come to the classes. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll share some good photos with you. Okay, you can share to the student that students are getting trained. They are having offline classes for FMG, right? Better you call it next, okay, because after 2 years, next is going to be get accepted. It has also get accepted. Okay, the student have to take me next.
Okay.
So this is the thing. So student will get complete coaching. No worries about it. Right?
Great. All right. Okay, and the next question that a student has just dropped in, what about the syllabus? Is it MCI approved, and is the university MCI recognized?
MCI now has become National Medical Commissions. Okay, and our university is approved by Medical Council of India, National Medical Commissions, is same actually. Okay, a World Health Organization, ECFMG, Sri Lanka Medical Council, right? Zaporozhye State Medical University allows student from more than 60 countries. We have students from India, we have students from European Union, we have students from Russia, US, Canada, Brazil, Argentina, different African countries like South Africa, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt. Okay, we have students from CIS countries. We have students from Middle East like Dubai, Saudi. So we have a lot of students, and that is what I was telling. If you are planning to come to Zaporozhye State Medical University, your life will be changed, because you will get a platform where you will get to meet with a lot of person. You will get to know the culture. Okay, you will get to know the experience given by various person. Your mind will be cleared, and you will be mature. If you want to, I can tell you one thing. If you want to improve your maturity level, then you should have someone with you who can give you the right guidance. Thought process is very important. If you come to Zaporozhye State Medical University, then you will understand the thought process of different people. What that guy, what my friend from Nigeria is thinking about this university. Okay, what my friend from United States, what is his thinking level on such a different concern. So you will get to know the thought process, which is very important.
Okay. Okay, as we're running short of time, we have 3 minutes. I have one more question from our student. Can a person become a doctor with degree in microbiology, or MBBS is needed?
See, we entertain only fresh students like 10+2 completed student. No matter the student have completed, suppose someone is there who have completed their 10+2 2 years back, 3 years back, then we can also accept it. But student needs to be fresh in sense they should be able to clear 10+2. Okay, physics, chemistry, biology, they should be able to get minimum 50 percentile for general category, OBC for 45, and caste 40 percentile. This is the criteria. NEET has to be cleared if someone is willing to come back to India.
And another question is NEET PG also required abroad?
NEET PG.
Yes.
See, in Zaporozhye State Medical University, now we are only taking care of the MBBS UG, right? But if someone is willing to take admission for PG, then we can make the arrangement. But our main intention is to nurture and produce good doctors. We want to start from the scratch, right? So we want students who have completed their 10+2 and to guide them and to give them something good. So MBBS UG students we are only entertaining right now in this situation, in this current scenario.
And we have another question. The student wants to know. Okay, the student wants to know about the fee structure and what would the total expenditure be?
See, I can tell you, I can guide you in
Maybe
such a way
average,
that
if you can give
yeah,
us.
I can give you a basic idea. 25 lakh to 28 lakh. Okay, basically the entire budget, if I exclude the food, then it comes around 25 lakh for Zaporozhye State Medical University. Okay, and student doesn't have to pay at a time; they can pay yearly. But the costing for first year, it has to be cleared at a time. And to make a proper guidance for the student, Mr. Sunny and your team, Sajay Madam, can help the student out with this. Okay, and so I will suggest all the students, please get in touch with Mr. Sunny and his team in Shillong and wherever their offices. They can give them the right highlightment of the fee structure. But for the entire budget, I can give you the right guidance. Within 25 lakhs, so it's over. Okay, including tuition fee, hostel, one-time charges, insurance charges. Okay, but in the fee structure, visa costing, flight costing, and food costing is not included. Now, if you tell me, Shashwat, you tell me what is the entire budget, then within 30 lakh, 28 to 30 lakh, everything is done. If you want me to include the food costing, flight tickets and all, right? And now what is the tuition fee? What is the hostel? Mr. Sunny and his team can will them out.
All right, great, Mr. Mitra. Thank you so much for answering all those questions and for giving us insight on.
Ma'am, I have one more concern. I have my team, okay, from Ukraine. I have Naveen with me. Okay, he's there in Ukraine, and I've also told Naveen that he will talk about something about the service and all in Zaporozhye. right? He's the student coordinator, and we have also student. So if you give me at least 1 to 2 minutes, I can ask them to join. Can I do that?
So, okay, Mr. Mitra, I can give you 5 minutes because we have the other speaker online. So I can just give you 5 minutes.
Okay, you can give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'll ask my team to join, and they will give the right guidance to the student for the Ukraine part and all, the service part.
Yes, Mr. Mitra. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, Sajay ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. Okay. Take care.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so once again, I thank Mr. Mitra for giving us insight on Zaporizhzhia Medical State University, and I hope students, all your questions have been answered. If not, you can always get back to us in those numbers. We will be more than happy to, to help you all. And as we're waiting for the next speaker, I would, request Ms. Larry to
is Mr.
play a
Naveen
short
gonna
game with you
speak?
all.
Ms. Sajay, is Mr. Naveen gonna speak now?
Let me just check, sir.
If he's speaking now, then you first give to Mr. Naveen. Mr. Naveen, are you online?
So just give me a minute.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we are waiting for the speaker, let me ask you some questions. So you had a very nice and interesting session about how if you want to study MBBS abroad. So, but I have some important question to just keep us awake, okay? So listen to the question properly. If you know the answer, feel free to shout out. I would love to hear the answer because I'm not checking the chat box. Okay, so the first question is, what is always in front of you, but it can't be seen? Let me repeat, what is always in front of you, but can't be seen? Anybody can give me the answer? Anybody? I'm not looking for a direct answer. It's a riddle. So if we can just try out and see if we can find out the answer. Let me give you 5 seconds. Yes, Silda.
Future, ma'am.
Yes, Rani, very good. It is the future. Like we are so concerned about our future because it's always in front of us, but can't be seen, right? So next one. What can you keep after giving to someone? No Google, okay? Let me repeat. What can you keep after giving to someone? I'll give you 5 seconds.
Promise.
No. Three, 2, 1. So I'll give the answer. The answer is your word. Okay, let me just check if the speaker is here online. Okay. Okay, one more. If you're running in a race and you pass the person in second place, what place are you in? Let me repeat. If you're running in a race and you pass the person in second place, what place are you in? 5 seconds.
Second.
Yes, Meba?
Second.
Yes, you are right. It is. You are in second place. That's awesome. Okay. One more. What has many teeth but can't bite? I'll repeat. What has many teeth but can't bite?
Comb.
Yes, you are right, Daya. It is comb. Yes, it is comb. Okay, so I'll pause my riddle here. And as we wait, I have a nice song and enjoy. Thank you.
Your students.
All right, dear students, as we wait for the next speaker, we will just enjoy this song.
Have you ever had one of those days when nothing really goes your way? Then you see it wasn't meant to. You get a new view. Yeah, yeah. Everybody has sleepless nights, lost in the worry, will it work out alright? Feels like I'm going crazy, stressed out, praying. Yeah, yeah. I know it's not a lot, no, it's not a lie. I give you all I got, give you all I got. I know it's true. I can count on you. I don't know the way, but you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Caught up in the same mistakes. You catch my fall when I fall on my face.
Miss Saji, I think
Learning
Mr.
slowly,
Naveen
God,
is
you
online.
show me.
Is this
Yeah,
Saji?
yeah. There's a better way, there's a better way. I give you everything, give you everything. I know it's true.
Yes, sir. You were not audible.
Yeah, I think Mr. Naveen is on call. Can we introduce Mr. Naveen, and he take a couple of minutes to just wrap up to study in Ukraine, to study MBBS in Ukraine. So, Mr. Naveen, are you there? If Mr. Naveen is there, can you just switch on the screen, Mr. Naveen, so that you can come live and address the students, since you're living there. So maybe, the students would like to hear from you for a couple of minutes. Can I have Mr. Naveen on screen, please? Saswat.
Hello. Yeah, Sunny sir. So just give me 1 minute. I'll just ask Naveen to join. Maybe he's in call, or I just let me just take care of it.
Yeah, because our next speaker is, I think he's already joined. That's the reason.
Okay. No issue, sir. We can do one thing. No, you can just
do at the end. We can do at the end. Let's finish first with
yes,
the other.
yes. Please finish it off, sir. Please.
Yeah. So, Miss Sajay, just check if the present turn expert from the next university is on board now.
Okay, I think we have Mr. Kumar with us. So, girls and boys, let me just introduce to you Mr. Kumar, who is the Director of Admissions at Presidency University, who has a rich experience of more than 25 years in the IT, power, and infrastructure sectors. So, Mr. Kumar, you can take center screen.
Amongst the kids this afternoon, so happy to be. So I was just watching, actually you were conducting the quiz actually, so yeah, I was also just following the question and answers. The students were quite enthusiastic in answering that, so good to know that. So because normally after the lunch hour, the post lunch, yes, yeah, I can understand. So yeah, I mean, it should not be too heavy, so that so I will also try to make it more lighter, and yeah, so if possible, actually quite interacting also, so that at least we can have that. So before I get going, I mean, so we're able to see that actually around 30 to 35 students are there. May I know the mix of the students? I mean, is it basically they are all the science students? I mean, science aspirants to be precise.
Yes, so we have a majority of science.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a few commerce and art students as well.
Okay, because probably I can moderate it accordingly, right? Because I was given to understand actually that yeah, most of them would be science. So probably I'll be talking much about the aspects in terms of actually the opportunities available. Let me just share the screen straight away so that at least it's easy for them without wasting much time. Yeah, I hope the screen is visible.
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, is it? Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, it's visible right now. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Okay, then great. Yeah. So once again, good afternoon, everyone. And yeah, so basically, as I have been invited actually to talk about something more about so what are the career prospects immediately after 12th standard, right? So as I mentioned, so keeping in mind the science aspirants, so I have made this PPT. So probably wherever the question answers are going to be there, since even the commerce and the humanities students are also there actually. So probably we can touch upon that particular aspect, right? So today what I've done actually that to make it more precise, right? I mean, since we are living in the 21st century, it is not just about actually pursuing a career. So we have to be very careful and we have to be very accurate with regard to what exactly we want. That's actually I have kept the topic as building a cutting edge career for 21st century, right? We are living in this era. So we should be knowing, I mean, what are the prospects available? It is not just for the sake of pursuing something. It should lead to finally wherever we are getting into. So that should help us in terms of our aspiration. So each and everyone will have their own aspiration, set of aspirations. So accordingly, in order to meet that, in order to get aligned with the ecosystem in the market, actually the education system that is there, so we have to align ourselves, right? So this is where we are, right? I mean, our 10 place to actually is a lot of opportunities. I mean, on a jovial note, I keep telling, right? So yeah, most of you, I mean, normally watch the movie. I mean, I'm sure actually that there was one movie called as Bahubali. So I'm sure actually everyone must have seen that, right? So why I'm talking about that? So for generation of this era, I mean, for you kids actually, even the career prospects is like a Bahubali platter. I mean, you have lot of options available. I mean, unlike actually if I talk about a decade or two back actually, so this particular generation of students have plenty of options. I mean, sometimes it's a bane and sometimes it's a boon also, right? I mean, the only thing is actually you need to decide as what is good for me, right? I mean, in my opinion, everything is good for everybody. The only thing is actually we have to decide actually what I am made out of, whether this particular course is suitable for me, right? And how this beneficial, and just pursuing a career is not going to help actually. So because we have to keep in mind a lot of aspirants, right? I mean, so that they have to keep in mind the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, how exactly this particular career you are going to pursue is going to help you. So that's why you have to think, I mean, what exactly I'm doing, and then really can I get there actually, whatever the planning I'm going to do, right? Whether the particular route I have chosen, is it correct or not, right? And so all these questions you have to keep on putting yourself. Either either people like us will answer, either nowadays actually it's the era of Google. So a lot of questions are being answered. So you should not keep anything to yourself. So you have to keep on asking the question till such time you are satisfied with the answer somebody is going to give you. So that's why you need to plan your career, right? I mean, as I mentioned, actually plenty of opportunities are available, right? So all are equally good. There is nothing like good, bad, ugly. All are equally good. Only thing is actually, so based on the personality and the desire, what I want to be, right? Accordingly, you have to plan your career. So, and that's why you need to have the ambition. So when you have the ambition, then accordingly, you need to analyze that also, right? I mean, before making a particular set of thing actually. So you need to actually be knowing actually that whether the ambition I have, is it aligned to that actually the desire what I'm going to have, right? And then most of the time students, they do come and ask actually, sir, the parents are the determining factor, because at the age of 17, 18, so because I'm also father of 2 kids, right? I also have a son actually who is of your age, 18 years age. I can understand the plight of parents as well, right? And at the same time, we need to be knowing actually that in order to shape one's career goal, what exactly has to be done. I mean, sometimes it may be aligned with that of the parents' attitude also, the goal also. So both are important. That's why, so this is very much important. So this particular slide, I mean, a lot of things have been put in hodgepodge. I mean, it will be very difficult for you to understand. So I have segregated further in terms of actually to make your life easier, right? I mean, to be more specific, so I have put it actually in the order of actually the engineering, because since more of science students are there, and the pure sciences thereafter, and somebody wants to pursue medicine, right? And then pharma, the management, social sciences, and the emerging new careers like design as a career, law as a career, right? So I mean, these are some of the career options which we will try to talk about. And can anybody in this group actually can speak about, can talk about actually that what kind of career goals you have set for yourself? So probably you can take 30 seconds, you can switch on your video, and can anyone answer, and can I have some answers from the group, I mean, who are available? So probably that will help me to moderate the further things accordingly. I can talk much more about actually the one what you are looking forward to. So who is going to be volunteering first?
Students, you can go ahead, unmute and ask questions.
You can talk about actually the career prospects. I mean, what exactly you have planned for yourself? I mean, immediately after 12th standard actually. So you're going to embark on a journey right now. So, I mean, whatever that's there in your mind, there is nothing like right or wrong answer or whatever. At least the plans you have done. So anyone can go ahead. Yeah.
Students, you can go ahead. You can speak.
Yeah. Okay. So probably I think in between, once again, I will try to enthuse more. So good. So let me continue, and probably I think in between any questions you have, specific questions, probably you can do that. So since we are talking about engineering as a career, right? I mean, so I'm quite sure that actually that by now already you must have decided, right? I mean, what do you want to do, where do you want to go, and where you want to go, and all these questions probably already must have answered. So probably, I mean, it's going to be refined further today. I mean, in terms of any specific queries you are going to have. So probably I think we will touch upon those aspects, right? So, I mean, engineering. Specifically, if somebody has to ask actually that why engineering as a career, right? So because engineering is something where every nation has resources of its own. So in order to nurture that actually, I mean, in order to increase the national productivity, right, and the national economy, so engineers are required. So engineers are the one, wherever you go, automatically, whichever the sector, really talk about actually the government or the public sector undertakings, actually, whether it is in energy, whether it is environment, whether it is healthcare and defense. So all sorts of things where engineering as a career is going to be helpful. And also this, I'm quite sure everybody is quite familiar with this actually, with this concept of the India actually you want to make in India, right? I mean, most of the things actually you want to produce indigenous, and you want to have our own manufacturing sectors in the country. So that's why the Make in India concept that is quite familiar and everywhere. So 2025, we are hoping that in India also, I mean, we are going to have majority of the sectors that is going to be established in, right? So what exactly these engineers do? Right. I mean, engineers basically they provide solution. I mean, normally you must have heard actually that whichever the company they are part of, so automatically they'll be providing those solutions, right? And they're going to design, build the technologies and the products, right? And also they're for the societal growth. I mean, a lot of changes are happening in the market. Without engineers, nothing much can be done. So automatically the contribution of engineers are immense. That's why in the growth of the nation, actually, that is going to be very helpful. So as far as engineering is concerned, actually, there are plenty of options available. I mean, I have listed actually few. Probably we can add to this many more, right? I mean, engineering is a subject where it is evolving year on year. Actually, it is evolving, especially in the cutting edge, the career options. Probably, I think specifically, I'll be talking about some of the subjects wherein which actually in the computer science how advanced things have developed. So that's why whether you talk about civil, whether you talk about mechanical, then electronics and the communication engineering, electrical, instrumentation, biomedical, then nanotechnology, then textile, like that. I mean, it's immense options available, right? It depends what I want to do and what exactly the market wants. Okay, so that's why. So going further, so probably I will touch upon each aspects of engineering as how it is going to be helpful, and probably that can help you to decide actually that whether it suits for me or not, right? So that particular thing can be. So when I talk about the core sector, mainly we say that actually that civil, mechanical, electrical, these are the core sectors. This is required everywhere, right? I mean, without this, actually, we can't have the development of the nation and other things. So, which are the things that comes under, for example, civil? Civil engineering is one such branch where actually you have for a lot of infrastructure developments. Every day you are seeing, I mean, the place you belong to, there also you must be seeing actually a lot of the buildings, the dams, roads, bridges, right, highways, and everything that is coming up, right? So who is going to do that actually? So basically the civil engineers, right? And the irrigation and the water resources project. So in the country to develop, so a lot of engineers are required in the civil engineering department, and also the environmental engineering. So this also comes as part of the civil engineering. So as part of the 21st century, what has happened actually? So things have been redefined. Anyway, you have all these things. For example, at Presidency University, we have introduced a subject called as smart city concept. Suppose if you move to metros and the capital cities, so there's a concept called as smart city. So everything actually it is built in such a manner, automatically everything is digitized inside the house. I mean, right from entering inside the apartment, so completely it is digitized. So just like a smart office or a smart phone or whatever, they're just like a smart city. So this concept, even the government also is doing that, and it has helped immensely. So civil engineering is one such field which is going to be helpful to you. See, mechanical engineering is where, I mean, you see, whether it is automobile sector, whether it is a power sector, whether actually if you talk about whichever, I mean, in terms of actually wherever it is necessary. So nowadays, even there is something called as interdisciplinary. That's why there's a subject I have written here is called as the mechatronics or the robotics, right? So the mechatronics or the robotics is what I've written here actually. So this interdisciplinary, okay, along with the mechanical, you need electronics also, you need computer science also, you need electronics, computer science, mechanical, and all these electrical, all these 3-4 put together a subject wherein which actually so you can develop something leading to robotics and others. I mean, especially in the Western country, a lot of opportunities available getting into those areas. So also in mechanical, I mean, somebody wants to get into the core sectors like refrigeration, air conditioning, the power plants, right? I mean, these are the evergreen. I mean, it is required. I mean, so power sector is something it is required everywhere, whether it is thermal power sector, whether it is renewable nowadays like wind energy or making use of that. So mechanical engineering will help you to get into that. Auto sector, everybody knows about that. I mean, how it is going to be helpful. So like that, whether it is steel plant, whether it is cement. So these are something where mechanical engineers are required more. And in the 21st century, added to that, new subjects have come into fore. Okay. So somebody is keen for that, so definitely they can choose mechanical. Electrical engineering is one of the tough subjects. I mean, so where actually a lot of areas wherein which somebody is very keen to get into those sectors, then only it makes sense. So these are the core sectors where automatically you have a lot of options available, and it's ever growing. Okay. So then electronics and communication, ENC is something where if you want to really get into something like the design, embedded system, and so VLSI, that is called as the very large scale integration kind of thing actually, or the digital signal processing. So telecommunication is there everywhere. I mean, without phone, without mobile, without communication, nothing can happen. So ENC is one such branch wherein which, whether it is analog, whether it is digital, whether it is wireless and mobile, satellite communication, so all sorts of communication is going to come under electronics and communication engineering. So, and also telecommunication, it's also the part of ENC only. Somebody is keen to get into ENC, definitely that is one area that is going to be helpful. So instrumentation, still once again, it's part of that. Okay. And ENC only. So wherever those instrumentation subjects and those particular things are going to be there, so instrumentation and control engineering is going to be necessary. Okay. So off late, I mean, what has happened actually, the moment you talk about engineering, most of them, they think actually computer science engineering is one of the major branch, and it is rightly so. And especially coming to places like Bangalore, where I belong to, where I currently our university is situated actually, right? I mean, a lot of opportunities. I mean, many corporations are digitized and requires millions and millions of engineers, especially in this area. Irrespective of whatever the engineering you are going to do, ultimately many of them, they end up in the computer science engineering. So in computer science engineering itself, actually, even this has developed into a vast field. Computer science engineering is a generalized subject. So further, how it has been divided, for example, I will try to put it actually, the new concept that has come, right? That is something called as AIML, the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. The moment you talk about computer science and engineering, right? So here actually you must be seeing written something called as 4.0 concept. The enterprise 4.0 concept, which normally is being followed at Presidency University. What is the meaning of this 4.0 is, we are in this era of industry 4.0, that's industry revolution 4.0. So in this era of industry revolution 4.0, whatever the changes, things happening has to be aligned. So that's why we are education 4.0 compliant, which is along with the industry 4.0. Whatever we teach, it has to be in sync with that of the thing that is happening in the market. That's why the new subjects in the computer science that is being taught, already I told you about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then we have something called as data science, which is an emerging field. And tomorrow also, suppose somebody wants to go to US or UK or wherever actually want to pursue your higher education in terms of MS, right? So these are the emerging areas: artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, right? And there is new concept which is emerging that is called as blockchain. Okay, the cryptocurrency, the blockchain. Every day in the newspaper, you must have seen actually with regard to cryptocurrency, just like how we use the Indian rupees or US uses dollars. Similarly, cryptocurrency is a currency where which doesn't have any rules. For example, rupees is governed by RBI guidelines. So cryptocurrency doesn't have any guidelines. It is purely driven by the technology. So blockchain technology, it's a multi-layered technology which helps. That's one of the example. Just like that, actually, blockchain in most of the banking sector is very much helpful. Then there's something called as IoT. IoT is nothing but Internet of Things. Okay, Internet of Things is actually everything, anything and everything which is controlled by internet automatically. That is Internet of Things, IoT. That is, for example, in the television every day you'll see the advertisement like Alexa. Okay, Alexa, do this, Alexa, do that. So that's part of the Internet of Things. And also the smart city concepts I told you. In the smart city concepts, the things are changing drastically, right? How it is changing drastically, how engineering is going to be built in that. For example, you have a refrigerator. In that refrigerator, actually, you have 2 liters of milk. So the moment the 2 liters of milk comes down to 1.5 liter, it is going to trigger a signal. Automatically, signal will be generated and it will go to the store inside the apartment, telling that actually I need another 1.5 liters of milk. Automatically, that guy will come and actually will reinforce. And so that's why that's the advantage of new technologies like Internet of Things and others. So this is just like how smart city are being developed. So these are interwoven. So it is very much necessary. So cyber security and forensics. Cyber security, as you all know, as the name itself tells, actually, right? So everything is digitized. I mean, we have ATM, we have the Paytm and everything. I mean, nowadays the payment, everything is actually mostly digitized. So the security is the major concern. So who is going to do that at the back end? Somebody must be doing that, right? So that's why an engineer with cyber security and forensic is automatically will be able to get you there. These are some of the new things where earlier it used to be only generalized. For example, BTech in computer science and engineering, this is a generalized field. Going further, because you are going to pass out after 4 years, right? Automatically, it is going to be specialized. So we need a lot of people in the specialized area rather than the generalized areas. That's why look forward for these options, whether it is data science, whether big data, whether it is DevOps. It's a very good combination. It's a combination of development and the operation, both put together. So like that, new things have been defined. And at presidency, definitely, yes. I mean, we teach these kind of new subjects, which is going to help you, right? Automatically, rather than just giving a simple degree. So we believe in giving things which the next 4 years, 50 years, or 15, 20 years, it's going to be there in the market. So automatically, after that, MTech and others is going to be there. And also somebody who doesn't want to get into engineering, so probably BCA is one such option. I mean, since it is related to computers, I put it here. There is something called as augmented reality and the virtual reality. Okay. So you're going to put that particular thing and you're going to visualize. I mean, how virtually it is going to be done, right? So the virtual reality, the augmented reality. So now this has been brought into the industry also. Suppose if you go to a construction site, whether it is a brigade, whether it is the big the apartments, because of AR, VR, they have visualized, and the moment you put that, you could able to see the complete view of actually that particular apartment. Similarly, in industry also, so whether it is AR, VR, and also gaming and graphics. This is also one of the upcoming area where a lot of opportunities available. So somebody who is keen to be part of that, definitely, yes, they can look into that, right? So information science and technology, just like ISC, IST, these are some of the branches of computer science. So that's why just I have put it there so that it is going to be easy to you to understand, right? So chemical engineering, these are some of the core sectors. I mean, wherever you go, I mean, these are very much necessary. So whether it is oil and gas, whether it is the mineral processing or the pharma sectors or the polymers and like that actually. So chemical engineering, I mean, though many of them may not be doing this, but still these are the sectors where actually, yes, I mean, so people are required, just like mechanical, civil and electrical. So this is one of the sectors that is going to be available, right? Biotechnology, though it started actually, and yeah, Bangalore especially known for BT and IT, but somehow in India, BT could not take up to that extent actually as what we expected. So yes, I mean, still a lot of, I mean, in the Western country, definitely yes. I mean, a lot of opportunities and things are available, but in the Indian context, yes, yet to take off. But yes, one of the branch available. If somebody wants to pursue that, definitely they can do that. So architectural engineering. Architecture engineering is something where, yeah, the design of the energy efficient buildings. I mean, nowadays, I mean, it has gone to a level wherein which everything, I mean, the architects, they design in such a manner, the landscaping of a particular building or a park or wherever they go. So the architecture plays significant role. So this is a unique program. Unlike engineering, this is also engineering, but it's a 5 years program. Normally, most of the places they take through JE or JE mains or JE advanced, and even through NATA, NATA. That's the entrance examination through which actually you can get into architectural engineering. Unless until you don't have a particular interest actually or a particular flavor for that, many of them that doesn't take. But yes, this is one of the option, excellent option that is available as an architecture engineer, right? So the other area where actually the petroleum engineering, as the name itself tells actually, right? petroleum engineering is one of the field core sectors. I mean, these are sectors that is going to be there forever. I mean, you need this. For example, in this, there are three different things, as I mentioned here: upstream, midstream, and downstream, right? And upstream actually, so the various activities in terms of the engineering and the procurement, the activities are going to be done here, and the midstream actually in terms of transportation activities, right? Transportation of the fuel and other things, and the refining is going to be done in the downstream. Downstream, they are going to pluck and automatically refining, and those kinds of things are happen. So that's why anybody who is going to get into this petroleum engineering, be part of the oil and gas industry, so plenty of opportunity available. I mean, this is one of the sector where straight away the kind of salary one is going to get actually is much higher, but the life will be tougher because you'll be offshore. So you'll not be sitting in an AC room actually, or working in an environment just like an IT company, right? I mean, these are the challenging careers, right? I mean, oil and gas industry, but these are rewarding careers. So somebody who gets into that actually will make lots of money. Okay, so one of the sector that you can always keep in your mind, and you don't have this petroleum engineering everywhere. So when somebody looks forward, that actually there are very few. For example, UPES is one such in the northern India. And if you come to down south, actually, Presidency University is one such who offers petroleum engineering, because you need that kind of laboratory and other things. So we are better equipped for all these kind of things. So somebody is keen to get into these kind of branches, definitely yes. I mean, boldly you can take that. Nothing to worry, right? And textile, yes, textile actually, yeah, though it has lost its charm. I mean, what used to be earlier because of inventing textile technology. So, but still, yes, you need actually. So the things have been consolidated, but yes, so still actually people are required in the textile engineering department, right? So, I mean, what is the basic purpose of actually pursuing a course? Normally, what happens actually, there are three aspects that is going to happen after completion of your graduation, right? So why you pursue a graduation from a so-called the elites, or the top engineering, or the B school, or law school, or whatever the career you're going to pursue? The reason behind that, you have higher career aspirations. So you want to get into very good multinational corporations. That is one thing, right? I mean, job immediately after graduation. Second is actually, you never know. You want to upgrade yourself. You want to get into the higher education, right? So then you can do it MTech. You can do say MS, or the various options available after engineering. That's the other option that is available. And third, in terms of actually, you may want to become an entrepreneur. Who knows, right? I mean, you want to set up a thing of your own, right? You have a lot of ideas, right? Especially like places like Bangalore. Bangalore is a startup capital. About 40% of the businesses are started in Bangalore. So that's why. So the place also plays a significant role, not only just for the sake of actually climate and others. Actually, even the place plays significant role in terms of the overall ecosystem of the business. That's why. So choosing that also is very important. So these are the three options available: BTech, MTech, PhD, BTech, MS, and other things are BTech, MBA. So like that. So these are some of the options available, or you can join a job and get into that. Okay. So various things. I mean, you want to get into a teaching assignment, yeah, places available. Or you want to get into R&D actually, so you can join actually. You want to join a army or air force or navy, so you can join that. And also you want to get into a government setup or a public sector setups. Automatically you have Indian Railways, military, that is MES, what we call it as military engineering services, the central engineering services. Right, I like that actually. So plenty of options available, whether it is BHEL, whether it is BE. These are some of the government organizations I have listed here. Just somebody is keen to know that DRDO, the Defense Research Development Organization, right? So ONGC, right? So these are some of the options as far as engineering is concerned, right? So as I mentioned, actually, that it is not necessary that you have to get into the traditional segment, being a science graduate into engineering only. So that is one area which has emerged now, and this is has a lot of potential and has seen a tremendous growth in the market is law. Okay. So in order to pursue law, actually, that any science student, any commerce, any arts, anybody can do this. Okay. So there's a program called as actually the Integrated 5 Years Honors Program. I mean, here at Presidency University also we have that. I mean, Integrated 5 Years Program, whether it is BA LLB, BBA LLB, or BCom LLB. Okay. So depending on their interest, whether suppose somebody wants to become an IAS officer or IPS officer, so they can get into BA LLB, right? And if they feel that no, I want to be part of a corporate because that's where my mind goes and my heart goes. So I would like to go there. So corporate law, that is the BBA LLB, and somebody who is keen to be, I mean, the accounting, right? The BCom LLB, though it's close to chartered accountants, but it's not replace that. So these are some of the career options actually that you can always see that, because in India, we require a lot of these professionals. I mean, the market says that CLAT is the examination. So those actually who have written already, right? So must be knowing, right? So CLAT, this year around 70,000 students sat for the CLAT examination. So the market is growing. I mean, about 5 years back, it was only around 15,000. It's already 70,000. You can understand the kind of growth that market has seen. So that's why. So this is one of the lucrative option that is available, right? And plenty of career options available. Whether you want to get into corporate, whether you want to get into bank, whether you want to get into the large the law firms, right? I mean, so these options are available. So it's going to help you, right? So law is one such option that is going to be available, right? And the career options just have listed here. I mean, somebody wants to know that whether you want to get into litigation, whether you want to get into the judicial services or the legal academia and the civil services like IAS, IPS, the tax law, legal journalism. So like that, plenty of options available even for somebody who is going to pursue this, right? And somebody, I mean, with a science background, commerce background, arts background, yes, they can get into management aspects, a BBA aviation, BCom honors. So plenty of options available. It's a 3 years program there, whether you want to get into banking and insurance, taxation and risk management, right? So like that actually, so the options available are plenty. And one can get into that. And there is a honors program, as I mentioned, actually, the 21st, it's cutting, this is something called as business analytics, just like data science in engineering. So in management and commerce, we have something called as business analytics. That's one of the upcoming options available. So we also teach that, and somebody is very keen to be part of that, they can look into that, right? And yeah, I'll not get into nitty-gritties actually that when and how it is going to be done. So as paucity of time. So the other option actually which is available is design as a career. One of the excellent field again. Okay. So design as a career, actually, everybody cannot do that. I mean, in order to pursue design as a career, so at least you should have that basic, the frame of mind. When I say basic frame of mind, right? Who can pursue design, right? So anybody can pursue design. That's why actually I have done here, right? Arts, science, culture, society. What is design? I mean, design is everything. I mean, anything and everything in and around us actually, right? So even an art student, actually, they can pursue design course. Even a commerce student, they can pursue design course. And even a science student, they can pursue design course. So design is a subject where actually you should have that bent of mind. Some idea is there, some innovation is there. I want to create something, right? So those are the guys actually who should look forward for design as an option. Okay, this will not put too much of pressure like engineering. In the sense, you need not be always with the numbers, with the subjects like physics and the mathematics. Here it is more of the imagination, more of creation. Though it is engineering why I say, because it's a B design is a program, it's a 4 years program approved by ASCTE, All India Council for Technical Education. So it's an engineering program, but yes, you need not be studying actually the aspects of engineering which normally you do in mechanical, civil and others. This altogether different. I mean, I will talk about what are the options available in design as a subject actually, right? So plenty of opportunities available, whether you want to be part of NID, IFT, and the IIT also has IDC, right? So so plenty of options available, right? So and what are those things available? For example, there's something called as product design. Somebody who is anything is a product. Okay, so for example, this bottle, this is a product. Okay, so the laptop what you are using, it's a product. Okay, so duster what we have, that's also a product. So everything is a product. Okay, so somebody who wants to design that. Okay, for example, a pen. Pen it costs actually 1 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 100 rupee, 1000 rupees, 5000 or 50,000 also. Somebody may say that actually pen is a pen. Why you have to pay 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees for a pen? It is all about actually how the user is going to use that. Okay, it is more of user friendly. I mean, we have to make it in such a manner, right? So somebody is, you might have you're saying that actually it's so good here. I mean, while writing actually it is so easy to write. Okay, and the flow is so easy. So the design engineer has to keep all these things into aspect. It's not just the purpose of using a pen like 1 rupee pen. 1 rupee pen is also a pen. So, but user friendly. Okay. So, for example, sitting in a car, a Maruti car and an Audi car or whatever. I mean, car is a car, but still actually the experience of sitting actually, right? I mean, in a BMW is completely different. And so like that. So that's why it's a product design. So product designs, they're going to do that. Okay. So similarly, there are other areas like the transportation design, interior design. I mean, somebody who in the building and other things, actually interior design is one of the emerging areas. So a lot of opportunities, space and interior. Space is actually outside also you can design a lot of things. I mean, an event happens. So these are the guys actually who are going to design that space and going to give that urban design and everything like that. So these are some of the design options as far as concerned. And also, if you get into the other streams like graphic design, I mean, you kids, I know, I mean, you have fascination of playing games and others, but you never thought about actually who has created that particular character which you are playing in that game. Somebody must have designed that, right? I mean, so these are the engineers who give shape to that. That's why it is called as user interface, right? And it is user experience, UXI, UI, and UX, all these things, what we say, the user experience. I mean, it feels good. I mean, the moment you look at that, actually, the visual communication design, I mean, it looks so good. Somebody is jumping. In order to design that, you must have designed that, right? At what angle or what degree they are going to jump. You are playing there, but somebody has designed that. So that's why the graphic design, whether it is animation, whether it is the comic book design. So all these things are part of the graphic design. That's the other area. Then similarly, video game design, that's already I told you actually, AR, VR, which we talked about already. And the other area which is easy to understand is the fashion design. Fashion design, if anybody, I mean, mostly the girls are very keen to be part of that, but nowadays it is not a thing restricted only to the girls. So anybody can pursue fashion designing. I mean, it is one of the apparels and other things actually, the area where a lot of plenty of opportunities available. So design is one of the another upcoming area where somebody is keen actually. So you can always do that, right? So here at Presidency University also, we have that, I mean, in terms of the various the courses what we run, right? So those particular things that is going to be available, right? So these were some of the major things actually. I thought let me just cover. I don't know how much time, I mean, we have for that. I thought probably within half an hour, so probably we can talk about that and take the questions from students so that we can answer that. And so this is in basic nutshell about the various programs. I mean, there are plenty of, I mean, if you give an opportunity the whole day, I can conduct a session only for engineering. So, but yeah, so that always we can do. So if you can, Sajay can help me with, yeah, any specific queries or anything which you want me to talk about. So I'll be more than happy to do that.
Yes, Mr. Kumar, thank you so much. That was beautifully explained. Students, the question answer session is open. You all can type in your questions or you can just unmute yourself. Well, we have a few questions, which the student has just typed in earlier. And the question is the engineering program a direct admission or is JEE mains compulsory?
Okay, good. See, as part of the university, I mean, Presidency University established under the State Government Act, actually, right? So we being a state government university, so we have all the options available. Our students, they come through JEE examination, they come through something called as Comet K. In fact, today the examination, the Comet K, it's already happening across the country, right? And we take students through Comet K. And also actually there are various state government examinations also being conducted. And we being a university, by chance, somebody has missed everything. I mean, for some reason, right? And that particular day, especially, we are living in this era where, yeah, a lot of disturbances have happened actually. Somebody could not give the JEE examination. Still, actually, we are flexible and give an admission actually based on our own entrance examination. We have that option. So in that way, students can come with open mind. So we have all the options available. Definitely, we can help them with the options available. Yeah.
Okay, great. So the next question for you is, what level of math should competitive applicants have completed in high school?
Yeah. See, normally, I mean, engineering, when we talk about the 12th standard, right? I mean, that's where the eligibility as far as getting into the engineering is concerned, right? So automatically, the physics, chemistry, and mathematics, these are the three subjects. And especially, suppose if you end up taking subjects like mechanical, civil, electronics, and electrical, these are the hardcore engineering subjects, wherein which actually, so you need, suppose you have to be very specific in mathematics like trigonometry, then the differential calculus, integration. These are some of the subjects actually which already have done. Okay, that is going to be used. Suppose if you take computer science, not much of mathematics is necessary, but it's a prerequisite. You should have mathematics in 12th standard. So, but not much of that is going to be used. Yeah. Yes, Ajay, I think you are muted. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right. And the next question for you is, okay, for students who are unsure of their specific engineering focus, what first-year exploratory options are available within the College of Engineering?
Okay. Yeah. Great. I mean, very good question. So, see, as I mentioned, actually, the cutting edge career, and we at Presidency University, we believe that actually that we are aligned to the industry 4.0. We have come up with a system called as CBCS, that is credit-based choice system. Okay, what's this credit-based choice system? See, earlier what used to happen, actually, somebody used to come and actually they're going to hear what are the subjects we are going to teach. So now what we have done, we have made different buckets. Suppose a student comes and say that actually, okay, as part of the engineering, okay, what are the flexibility he's going to have? He can choose, he is going to be a computer engineer. For example, in CSC, he is pursuing. He feels that actually, okay, along with CSC, tomorrow I want to become an entrepreneur. So let me have few subjects of management. He can pick and put those management subjects in that. He feels that actually, okay, law also should be knowing. Okay, so few subjects of law he can include in that. So we have liberal arts. Suppose somebody is good at actually liberal arts. Okay, so they feel that actually journalism and mass communication, some subject I want to know in the ecosystem of the business I'm studying. So like that. So we have that choice-based credit system where they can choose their pace, at what pace they want to study, with whom they want to study. They can choose the faculty. They can choose the timing. Students say that actually, oh, I cannot get up in the morning at 9 o'clock. I want to go for 12 o'clock schedule. Please go there, no problem. So we have come up with a schedule wherein which it is more attuned towards actually user friendly, more of student friendly. So they can choose their time, they can choose their pace, they can choose their subject. Okay, they can choose their faculty also. We have 435 professors. I mean, nobody gives that kind of flexibility. So we have given that also. So these are some of the things actually which is going to help the kids. Yeah.
Great, sir. And the next one is, how does the university support students in identifying co-op opportunities?
Yeah, they're talking about the co-curriculum activities.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, see, we being a university, we have 15,000 students studying in the university coming from about 26 states across the country. I mean, we have students coming from Northeast as well. We have students coming from Jammu Kashmir as well, students coming from West Bengal, from southern part, and it is going to be melting pot of culture, right? So ultimately, we encourage students to take activities in various activities. So for example, it is not the studies all the time. We have about 24 clubs. When I say clubs, we have arts clubs, science clubs, sports clubs, CSR activity, right? And somebody feels that actually I want to be part of a band, please, I mean, do that. Okay, somebody feels that actually I'm a sports geek actually, so I want to get into football. Okay, so we have a lot of academy available, and in fact, Presidency is known for sports. Many of our students actually they play for various leagues, and they play cricket, and they have excelled. Okay, so in that way, we being a university, a progressing university, so we provide a lot of opportunities in all walks of life in the students. So plenty of opportunities. So they will definitely, I mean, life at campus is much brighter. The videos available, so probably they can have a look at it and enjoy themselves. Yeah.
Okay, sir. And we have one last question for you. Who are some employers that recruit engineering students from your university?
Okay, great. Yeah, so this is what actually, so most of them would be wanting to know or happy to know, right? So we being a university, I mean, if I get 5 minutes, probably I think even I can take through that particular thing also. I don't know the time availability.
Right, but then you miss out some major chunk on reproduction, which you get on an average 4 to 5 questions, which will be around about average 20 marks. So, because your paper analyzes well, you will focus more on those as well that carries a lot of weightage, and the probabilities of getting questions is high. So that is in brief, how do you prepare NEET? Of course, your investment of time is very, very important. So that's a little bit how do you prepare NEET, but maybe in a minute, Eva can give you a little bit on the papers that has changed the pattern.
Thank you so much, Sunny, for that. Okay, when it comes to the question paper, this year there is a change, and I'm sure some of you who sat for the NEET last Sunday, you have noticed that, because previously till last year, the number of questions was 180, but this year it's 200. So which is divided between section A and section B for each particular subject. For example, now physics will have 35 questions from section A and 15 questions for section B. And from section B, only 10 is compulsory, which means you have to choose only 10. So these are the new things which have been introduced. Okay, I would love to go in detail. So, but if you want more details about the question paper pattern, you can just reach out to me or any of our counselor. We'll have to help that. And one more thing when it comes to preparation of NEET, to add on to what Sunny said, is yes, your syllabus from your NCR textbook is very, very important. But the thing is, many students, they go wrong or they don't score well, is because they lack practice. So I will love to encourage any of our students who are looking forward to sit for NEET next year to, apart from your study, to include lots and lots of tests and practice of your MCQs. This is also one of the biggest key for you to crack NEET, because there is negative marking in NEET exam. Thank you.
All right, I think the question has been answered, so I hope you guys have paid attention to it. And we have the second question, that is, what course are for aspirant entrepreneurs in arts stream?
I think since Mr. Kumar is still here, maybe Mr. Kumar can give some of those, who are in art stream and they're still looking for a great, fabulous career.
Very great, Sajay. I mean, I'm happy to hear that actually, because the time has come where actually even in the IIMs, people have started looking forward, actually somebody coming from the humanities side. I mean, people have forgotten that actually even that particular stream exists, right? And gradually it's a cycle, I mean, it is coming back. I mean, so we have started looking for humanities students are concerned. For example, in economics itself, right? Economics is one of the area, right? I mean, the London School of Economics, many of you who are known for that, whether it is a macroeconomics, microeconomics. So plenty of opportunity available. That is one area. Apart from that, I mean, so BA LLB is the other area where actually many of the art students, whether they have taken political science, they have taken history, geography, so they are keen to actually get into those areas. So other areas like actually BA in journalism and mass communication. This is one area where I could able to see, I mean, a lot of students, I mean, coming from, especially from the northeastern part of it, so want to be pursuing that as a career. So, and the liberal studies is evolving day in and day out. I mean, in that way, so plenty of opportunities available as far as an arts aspirant is concerned. And design is one such area where I did mention actually the B design. There is no restriction, just like engineering, you need to be a PCM student or a science student. A art student even can pursue design as a career. Suppose if you have that bent of mind of innovation and you want to do something different, right? Why not fashion designing? So like that. So art stream has plenty of options available, right? So not only just the BA, the just ordinary BA, right? So these options, I mean, please do keep in your mind, and definitely yes, you can always work towards that, and we are always there to help you in specific areas you want to pursue. So definitely yes, at least at Presidency University, we have yes, journalism, mass communication program. Then we have economics. Yes, as a honor, actually somebody wants to pursue or BA as a course. So I'll be more than happy to have students for that particular areas. Yeah.
Just to add on what Mr. Kumar has said, because to just add on for, geographically the job prospects for art students in Meghalaya, one that is really a good prospect is law, because that is where, you never just have to sit, because most of you in Meghalaya wait for government jobs. But law is such a thing that you just get yourself register in a state bar council, and then, you can immediately practice. So that is one aspect of it. The second piece is, since our land is also a land that is has got a little prospect as far as tourism is concerned.
Yeah.
So you can also consider in the, in the field of hotel management. That's another field. But then I see a great future for our art students, especially in the field of designs, because though we don't have much here, but then that is something in the future that needs to be watched for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope, I hope your doubts are clear. And sir, I have another question. Okay, the question is, I am still unsure about my career choice. However, my subjects of interest are maths and science. So if you can put some light on that, sir.
What was the question?
Yeah.
Okay, the student says that the student is unsure about the career choice. However, his or her subject of interest is maths and science.
Okay, maybe Mr. Kumar can take it.
Yes, definitely. Yes, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to hear that actually. I mean, it's very difficult to get students actually with that bent of mind. If somebody is good in mathematics and science, they can thrive anywhere, wherever they go actually, because they will have a lot of demands. But yes, as having said that, you need to toe a line and you need to continue. For example, you said actually you are keen for mathematics as a subject, right, and science. There is a wonderful field called as data science, right? Data science is an emerging field, and in whichever the sector you get into, whether you pursue a BSc data science, whether you pursue a BTech data science, right? I mean, so this has a lot of dimensions to be brought from mathematics and science. So this is one such area. I mean, if you're keen for mathematics, right? And going further, yes, you can always get into the business analytics and the remaining part of it at a MBA level, or still you want to continue in as an analyst, right? So you have options available at different level, like whether MSc in data science or MTech in data science, or MS. Suppose somebody go to abroad actually. So data science, you can just Google and find out what are the opportunities available and who can pursue. So always you'll be playing with the data. So anybody and everybody cannot do that. Somebody who has fascination for numbers, somebody who has fascination for mathematics and science, definitely they'll be able to thrive in that. So automatically that is one area. So engineering is obviously, yes, I mean, physics and mathematics, somebody who is strong actually, so definitely will watch as that particular, because for example, electronics and communication engineering cannot be done by everybody. So if you really have fascination for mathematics, physics and science for that matter, so automatically, so you can get in there. So there are few sciences also, I mean, that may not have mathematics per se. But yes, whichever the field you go, if you have fascination for mathematics, you can thrive very, very well in all the science streams. Yeah.
Okay, and I think I have one more question for you, Mr. Kumar. After graduation, can we do MBA?
Yes, definitely. So, see, MBA is one such field. MBA is what actually? It is, right. I mean, as the name itself tells that actually the Masters in Business Administration, right? So automatically, over a period of time, actually, you have to manage. Already you are managing. For example, you're managing your things, you're managing your tuitions, you're managing your classroom, you're managing your the extracurricular activities, right? So MBA is one such field, irrespective of whether you are an art student, science student, commerce student, engineer, architecture, or even, let me tell you, we have students actually, in the last batch, I have 3 students actually who are dentist or a doctor. I mean, I did ask them actually, so why do you want to pursue MBA after MBBS? They said, I want to set up my own company. I want to set up one hospital, right? So MBA is applicable to anyone and everyone, irrespective of the stream. So the basic requisite is you should be a graduate, right? I mean, having pursued from UGC recognized university. So with any stream you can get into, and plenty of options available. I mean, MBA itself actually, like marketing, finance, HR, operations, supply chain management, logistics, I mean, huge area. So definitely, if you really have fascination, I'm happy at this level itself, we have started thinking after 4 years or 5 years. So definitely, I'm happy that excellent set of students, I mean, are there, the kind of questions they're asking. So I'm quite sure. So they have a bright and great prospects. We're always there for that. So definitely we'll help them. Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Kumar, and thank you, students, for all those questions. I hope all your questions have been answered. And as I said earlier, if any of your questions were unanswered, you can always reach us on those numbers provided. And also, thank you, Sir Sunny and Ma'am Eva, for answering those questions. And as the saying goes, all good things come to an end. And as we conclude our 2-day session, I would like to thank all of you for participating in this program. A special thanks also goes to all the resource person who contributed in this program, and also to Project J Media for the coverage. So on behalf of Hundredfold Academy, I want to say thank you so much to all of you once again, and our ongoing free student support program on career guidance, college assistance, and scholarship and counseling. Okay, and also I'd like to tell you all that counseling is open, and feel free to contact our counselors or visit our office at Nongmalki near 7th Set School. We are also on social media. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, our website, Hundredfold Academy. Thank you so much once again. Signing off. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Bye.